Hello everyone, you're welcome to today's class. So in this class, we continue from where we stopped on our fraction. And before we look at today's objectives, I would like to apologize for what happened in the last video that I published on this channel, where the camera did not cover some aspect of the solution I was solving, and that is when I was solving this particular question. I would love to start with that before we look at today's topic. Now, under this, we are multiplying one whole number 2 all over 3 multiplied by 2 whole number 4 over 5. The first thing you need to do here is to change each of the fraction to what? To improper fraction. So we're going to have 1 multiplied by 3, that is 3, plus 2, that is what? 5, divided by what? 3, multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5, that is 10, 10 plus 4, that is what? 14, divided by what? 5. So in this case, so we then look for common factors, what can divide numerators and denominators at the same time. So 5 can go here 1, 5 can also go here 1. So can 3 go in 14? 3 cannot go in 14. In that case, we have 14 divided by what? 3, which is 3 in 14. That gives what? That gives us 4. Remainder 2, that is 12. 4 times 3, that's 12. Remainder 2 over what? 3. So this is the solution to that problem I was solving that the camera could not cover. So now let's now look at today's class. So in today's class, we are going to look at this ordering of fractions. Then we also look at changing fractions to percentages and vice versa. Then we also look at changing fractions to decimal and vice versa. That is changing decimals to fractions. So that is what we're going to look at in this video. Now before we move on, so when we talk about ordering of fractions, ordering of numbers means you arrange either in ascending or descending order. When we talk about ascending order, we are asking you to arrange fraction from smallest towards the biggest. So if it is descending, descend, you are coming from something big to something small. So we are arranging from what? The biggest fraction to the smallest what? Fraction. So how do we do that? So we look at examples on how to do that. But before that, let me write what ordering of fraction is. So the first aspect here is ordering of fraction. I've explained that this is just this. Ordering of fraction is the arrangement of fraction either from the biggest or lowest to either the smallest or to the biggest. That is, we're moving from biggest to smallest or smallest to the biggest fraction. So that is ordering of fraction. So we're going to have, this means it has two aspects. That you arrange in ascending order, ascending order, ascending order. So ascending order means you are moving from smallest towards biggest. Or you have descending order, descending order. That is from biggest to what? Smallest. I hope this is very clear. So if that is the case, let's now look at examples that we have here. Which fraction is greater in this fraction? Which fraction is greater? Then the second one is arrange this fraction in descending order. Let's start with the first one. Starting with the first one, we have two solutions. The first one we have 2 and 5. Then we have 1 and 4. So we have done LCM, we have done addition and subtraction of fractions. Good. So that will help you to understand this. So the first thing we need to do here is let's find the LCM. What is common? Or let's find the LCM of 5 and 4. Let's find the LCM of 5 and 4. Find LCM of 5 and 4. LCM of 5 and 4 is what? Is equal to what? 20. That is that. So we are now going to write each of these fractions as equivalent fraction. We have done equivalent fraction as well too. As equivalent fraction of denominator 20. So which means we are saying 2 over 5 equals to denominator of 20. Right? Then we also pick 1 over 4 equals to denominator of what? 20. Now, so what are we going to multiply with 4 or with 5 to give us 20? That is 4. So that means this multiplied by 4. So then we multiply this one by what? 4. This will become what? 8. Why this one multiplied by 5? We multiply this one by 5. This will become what? 5. Now, since the denominator are the same, right? Then we are not going to consider the numerator to pick which one is the what? Is bigger. So which of this one is bigger? Between 8 and 5. 8 is bigger than 5. In that case, 2 divided by 5 is greater than what? 1 all over what? 4. I believe this is very clear. Good. So that is how to find which one is greater and which one is what? Smaller. Exactly. So let's now look at example 2. For number 2, we're still going to adopt the same thing, but we're going to do everything once and for all. What do I mean by that? Is this. We have these fractions. 1 over 3, we have 4 over 5, we have 2 over 3, then 5 over 6. Now, so what you're going to do now is that you find the LCM. We're not going to do one by one so that it will be faster. So find the LCM of 3, 5, 3, 6. So let's find the LCM of 3, 5, 3, 6. So we have 3, so this 3, we not repeat 3 twice. We have 5 and we have 3 can go 1, 5, 2. Right? 2 can go 1, 5, 1. Then 5 can go 1, 1, 1. So 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 5, that is what? 30. 30 is the LCM of all denominators. So we now 3 in 30, that is 10. 10 multiplied by 1 will give us what? 10. 5 in 30, 6. 6 multiplied by 4 gives us what? 24. 3 in 30, that is 10. Multiplied by 2, that is 20. 6 in 30, that is 5. 5 times 5 is what? 25. So we are not going to consider this to arrange. So don't forget, the question asks us to arrange in descending order. That is from the biggest to the smallest. So out of these numerators, which one is the biggest? 25, which is has to do with this one has to do with this has to do with this has to do with this. So we now pick them one by one. So which means the fraction will then be arranged as 5 over 6, right? Followed by 4 over 6, 4 over 5 rather, then followed by 20, which is 2 over 3, then followed by what? 1 all over what? 3. So this is the arrangement of the fraction in descending order. In what? Descending order. So if it is in ascending order, this will come first, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this. I hope this is very clear to you. So that is the first objective of this video. So we look at the second one, which is changing fractions to percentages. All right, so we want to change fractions to percentages now. So what do we do? So when you have a fraction, you ask to change it to percentage. So what are you going to do? So it's simple. What you're going to do is just multiply the fraction by 100. Say for instance, change 2 over 5 to percentage. To percentage. So that means you have to multiply it to, that will be 2 over 5 multiplied by what? 100. That's all. So then you find this over 1, 5 here 1, 5 here was 20. 2 times that is what? 40%. That is just it. So if you want to change this back to fraction, so that is percentage to fraction. Percentage to fraction now. So what you're going to do is just divide the percentage by 100. So divide the percentage to by what? By 100. So I want to change this one to fraction now. So what am I going to do? So 40% will then become to 40 divided by what? 100. Then I will now simplify it further. So 0 we cancel 0. 2 here 2. 2 here 5. That is what? 2 divided by what? 5. Which is what we have initially. You can see it's so simple. So that is that of this. We are done with this. Then changing fractions to decimal. Fractions to decimal now. Fractions to decimal. fractions to decimal. So when you are changing fractions to decimal, you just use long division method. Now we have, for example, we have 2 over 5. We want to change this 2 over 5 to decimal. What are we going to do? We are going to use the denominator to divide the numerator. So let's use a long division method. We have 2 here, we have 5 here. 5 and 2, if you don't know long division method, please pay attention to this now. 5 and 2 is what? 0. We cannot count 2 and bring out 5 out of it. So that will give us what? 0 points. Then the next thing is that we add 0 to this place. We add 0 to this. So 5 in 20 now gives us 4. 4 times 5 is what? 20. 20 minus 20, that is what? 0. That is how to convert fractions to what? Decimal. But if you have a number that is bigger than this, let's say for instance you have 3 over 8. You want to convert this to what? Decimal. So that means you're going to have 3 inside. You're going to have 3 inside. Let me do it this side. 2 over 5 gives this 5 to 0, 0, 4, 20. That is 0, 0. So that means 2 over 5 is equal to 0.4. Then we have 3 over 5. That is 3 over 8. So this will be longer. So we have 3 here, we have 8 here. 8 in 3 is impossible. We have 0. Add 0 to this place. 8 in 30, that will be 3. And 3 times 8 is 24, right? We subtract, as we have subtracted it. So this will give us 6. We add 0 again. 8 in 60, that is 7. So 7 times 8, that is 56. 56, right? Then we subtract again. This will give us 4. We add 0 to it. 8 in 40, that is what? 5. 5 times 40, 5 times 8, that is 40. That gives us 0, 0. So which means 3 all over 8 equal to what? 0.375. So the next thing is now for us to now change decimal back to fractions. We want to how to change decimals to what? Fractions, which is also very simple. So let's look at this here. So I will use this example that we have here to do that. So we have the first one here is 0.4 decimals to fractions. So what we're going to do, we have the first one is 0.4. We want to change 0.4 to fraction. So what you are going to do is that we're going to pick the whole number that we have here. What's the whole number that we have? It is just 4, right? Divided by 1. Then we now come back to the question. How many digits do you have after the decimal point? We have just 1 here. So that's we had 1 0. So then simplify. 4 here 2, 4 here 1, 5. Because if we come back to the question, then let's look at this one, which is 2 over 5. Let's look at this one. Then I'll look at the last one. We have 0.375. So this one the same thing. The whole number we have there is 375. So we have 375 divided by 1. So how many digits do you have after the decimal point? 3. We have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So we then, from here now, we can now simplify further. You reduce it to lowest term. So 5 can go here. That is what? 5. Sorry, 7. 7, which is what? 35. Remainder 2, that is 5. 5 here, that is 200. So we have 75 over what? 200. 5 can still go. 5 here 1, that is 15. 5 in 2, that's 15. 5 here, that is 40. So we have 15 divided by what? 40. 5 can still go. 5 here 3, 5 here 8. You can see that we've come back to what? To the original question. So that's how to do that. But if what you have, for instance, you have something like this. You have something like this. You have 2.05. You want to change this one to fraction. You want to change 2.05 to fraction. So what you are expected to do is to ignore 2.05 down. You ignore the decimal point. So that's what you are going to write 205 divided by 1. Now, how many digits do you have after the decimal point? 1, 2. Now we have 2, 0. I believe I'm making sense. So in this case, we can then simplify further by reducing it to its lowest term. So 5 can go here, 4, 5 here, that is 1. 5 can go here, that is 20. So we have 41 divided by what? 20. So this is improper fraction. We change it to mixed number. So that is between 20 and 41, that is 2 remainder 1 all over what? 20. Hope that is clear. Now let me give you another one, another example. This is example 3, example 4. So if what you have there is, I'll still use the same thing, 20.5. 20.5, we want to change this one to fraction. So we also ignore the decimal point. So that will be 205 divided by 1. So how many digits do we have after decimal point here? It's just 1. That we have 0. You can see how this is working. So you now divide both sides. What can go? 5 can go here too. 5 can go here, that is 41. So we have 41 divided by 2. So 2 here, in this one, that will be 20 over 1 all over 2, which is quite different from this one. I believe this is very clear to you. You'll be able to deal with all the objectives of this video. So this is the end of this video, and this is the end of the fraction I've been treating so far in this video. So we're going to stop here today, and we'll continue in the next video, move to another topic in your class. So if you find this video useful and helpful, don't forget to give us a thumb up, and if you are new to this channel, so kindly subscribe. Not only that, you put on your notification bell, so anytime I release video like this, you'll be able to get the notification on time and benefit from it. So we'll meet in the next video. Bye for now.